A company you want to apply to has asked you to send your CV. And you are thinking, what? Are you kidding? Don't worry. CV means course of life in Latin. And that is just what it is. A CV is a concise document which summarizes your past, existing professional skills, proficiency and experiences. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate that you have the necessary skills to do the job for which you are applying. Literally, you are selling your talents, skills and proficiencies. Follow these steps to create a great CV and hopefully achieve the role you are hoping for. Step 1. Brainstorming for your CV. Know what information a CV generally contains. Most CVs include your personal information, your education and qualifications, your work experience, your interests and achievements, your skills, and references. Also, experienced people tailor your resume to the job you are applying for. Use a modern but professional format. However, there is no set format for a CV. What you include is up to you. Step 2. Consider the job you are applying for. Research the company. A good CV is tailored to the specific job and company you are applying for. What does the company do? What is their mission statement? What do you think they are looking for in an employee? What skills does the specific job you are applying for require? These are all things to keep in mind when writing your CV. Step 3. Check the company's website for extra information about the CV. See if there is any specific information they want you to list in your CV. There might be specific directions listed on the application page. Always double check this. Step 4. Make a list of jobs you have held. These can be both jobs you hold currently and jobs you have held in the past. Include the dates that you began and ended your term at each particular job. Step 5. Brainstorm your hobbies and interests. Unique interests or hobbies will make you stand out. Be aware of the conclusions that might be drawn from your hobbies. Try to list hobbies that portray you as a team-oriented individual, rather than as a solitary, passive person. Companies want someone who works well with others and can take charge if need be. May you asked, what hobbies and interests that paint a positive image? The answer is being the captain of your soccer or football team, organizing a charity event for an orphanage, secretary of your school's student-run government. On the other side, the hobbies that imply a passive, solitary personality are watching TV, doing puzzles and reading. And remember, if you are going to put any of these things, give a reason why. For instance, if you are applying for a job at a publishing house, put something like, I enjoy reading the great American writers, such as Twain and Hemingway, because I think their writing gives the unique perspective into American culture at the time they were writing. Step 6. Make a list of your relevant skills. These skills often include computing skills. Are you a wizard at WordPress, Excel, in design and languages you speak, or specific things the company is looking for, such as targeted skills? Let me tell you this example of targeted skills. If you are applying to be a writer for a newspaper, then list that you are fluent in AP style. If you are applying for a coding job, then mention that you have worked with JavaScript. Step 7. Create the format for your CV. Are you going to break each section up with a line? Are you going to put each section in its own box? Are you going to list all of your information? Play around with different formats to see which looks most professional. Aim for no more than the front and back of a standard sheet of paper. Step 8. List your name, address, telephone number, and email at the top of the page. It is important to make your name a size larger than the rest of the text, as it is important for your reviewer to know who he or she is reading about. It is up to you as to how you format this information. Standard format would be to have your name in the center of the page. Your home address should be listed in a block format on the left side of the paper. Put your telephone number and email below your home address. If you have another address such as your address while you are at school, list this address on the right-hand side of the paper. Step 9. Write a personal profile. This is an optional part of the CV that is good for giving your reviewer a more in-depth look at you as a person. This is where you sell your skills, experiences, and personal qualities. It should be original and well-written. Use positive words such as adaptable, confident, and determined. This is an example of a personal statement for a CV, for a publishing company. An enthusiastic, recent graduate, looking for an entry-level editorial position that will utilize organizational and communication skills developed as a summer intern at City Light. Step 10. Create a section for your education and qualifications. This section can be at the beginning of your CV, or you can choose to list it after other sections. The order of sections is up to you. List your education in reverse chronological order. Begin with university if you attended, or are attending it, and work your way backwards. List the name of your university, the dates you went there, your major and minor, and your grade point average or levels. For example, you can write the following. Santa Clara University. English and History 2009-2013. Subjects include medieval literature, Victorian literature, criticism of poetry, and history of Great Britain. Obtained a 75% on my second-year exams. Step 11. Create a section for your work experience. This is the section in which you should list all of your relevant work experience. List the name of the company, the location of the company, the years you worked there, and what you did. Start with your most recent job and work backwards. If you have a long list of work experience, only put the experiences relevant to the job you are applying for. For example, you can write the following. Diablo Magazine. Walnut Creek, California, March 2012 January 2013. Fact-checked information. Wrote articles for Diablo's blog. Assisted in researching of material for articles. Step 12. Create a section for your skills and achievements. This section is where you list the things you accomplished at your previous jobs, and the skills you have developed through your experiences. This is also the section where you list any of your published work, lectures you've given, classes you've taught, and so on. For example, you can write these achievements. Successfully took a national bestseller from manuscript to publication. Received certification in copy editing from UC Berkeley. Step 13. Create a section for your interests. You should list any relevant interests that paint you in the most positive light. Choose several interests from the list you created while brainstorming for your CV. Step 14. Create a section for other information. If there is a noticeable gap in your CV, or there is some other information you would like to share, just put it in this section. This sort of information can include leaving work to take care of children and so on. For example, you write this. I took 2 years off from my intended career path in publishing to teach English in Brazil through the TEFL program. Teaching English as a second language has helped me better understand the subtle nuances of the language. Step 15. Create a section for other information. If there is a noticeable gap in your CV, or there is some other information you would like to share, then put it in this section. This sort of information can include leaving work to take care of children. As an example, you can write, I took 2 years off from my intended career path in publishing to teach English in Brazil through the TEFL program. Teaching English as a second language has helped me better understand the subtle nuances of the language. Step 16. Create a section for references. These are people you have worked with in the past, such as professors, previous employers, and so on, that have seen your work and can credibly support praises that they give you. The company you are applying to may contact these references to find out more about your previous work. You should talk with the person you would like to list a reference before actually listing them. It is best to double-check that they still have the same number, are okay with giving you a reference, or that they remember who you are. Write down their full names and contact information, including their phone numbers and emails. Step 17. Check your spelling and grammar. Poor spelling is the quickest way to get rejected. If your CV is sloppy or riddled with errors, potential employers will be unimpressed. Double and triple check that you have spelled the name of the company correctly, as well as any companies you have worked for in the past. Step 18. Proofread for any sentences that could be written more concisely. CV that are concise and well written tend to do better than long-winded CV that have repetitive information. Make sure you don't repeat yourself. It's better to list many of your traits than the same few traits over and over again. Step 19. Read your CV as if you were the company you are applying to. What do you think about the layout and the information written there? Do you come across as a professional? Get someone else to read your CV. What do they think could be added or taken out? Would they hire you if they were a company? Step 20. Finally, check the company's application page. Look to see if there are any other materials they would like you to send in along with your CV. Companies may ask for a cover letter or samples of your work, such as articles you may have written. And good luck. Please don't forget to write your comments under this video if have any. Also, please like the video if you think it was good. Subscribe to our channel so we can provide always with the best videos.